This is Mayor Ron Anders with the Mayor's Minutes from our March 2nd, 2021 Auburn City Council meeting. During the Committee of the Whole last night, we appointed two members of our community to the Commercial Development Authority. Amy Carver Hall, who has served one full term, was reappointed to a second full term, and David Warren was appointed to a first full term. They will take over here on beginning March the 16th, and their terms will last for 4 years until March 15th, 2025, and we thank them for wanting to continue to serve and help the City of Auburn and the Commercial Development Authority. Thank you to everybody that applied for this job. We had some outstanding applicants, and we encourage each of you to look for other ways to continue to serve our city. And I want to thank Parker Lewis, who served on the Commercial Development Authority for 2 full terms, and for his great work. We then had a discussion about agenda procedures and how we respond to citizens. And this is reflected, this is about the end of our council meeting every other week when we talk about when we have the Citizens Open Forum. And so this is just an idea of how can we formally respond to citizens that have questions that they bring forward that evening. We're going to continue to work on that, what our procedures are. All the citizens who come to city council meetings in person have been able to receive this guidelines for citizens communications, and it explains what we do when we have Citizens Open Forum. But we're going to try to formalize some of those procedures and make them clearer to the citizens so that they know what the expectations are if they bring a question forward. Sometimes we have those answers readily available, and sometimes we don't. So we're just going to try to be more responsive to the citizens. I believe that once we get back into meeting in person, that a lot of this will work itself out. But it was a great discussion that Councilman Griswold brought forward, and we want to do everything we can to be as responsive to our citizens as possible. So we'll continue to work on that as we move forward. On our regular agenda, we started off by recognizing our Employee of the Month for the month of March, and that is Clint Sagas he's our signs maintenance technician. Works for our engineering services department, and so I have a memo here from Allison Frazier, the director and city engineer of our engineer. She's our city engineer and director of our engineering services department, and it was sent to Megan McGowan Crouch, our city manager. During his time with the city, I found Clint to be a talented electrician while maintaining his daily projects and duties. He also assists the traffic systems technician with traffic signals maintenance. His teamwork has also been noted as he helps with electrical issues at city facilities such as the Auburn Public Library and downtown Christmas decorations. He is a valuable and dependable employee and is highly deserving of this recognition. His exceptional work with projects completed to date will ensure the city is at the forefront in sign maintenance. So thank you, Clint, for doing a great job. We appreciate everything you do to make Auburn better. We appreciate you being a good teammate and involving yourself in other projects to help get them done. And you are a very valuable employee, so congratulations on being our March Employee of the Month. We also recognized a number of other employees for their service time here. Derek Johns with Public Safety in the Police Division for 5 years. James Jones, Public Safety Police Division, 5 years. Mark Thomas, Public Safety Police Division, 5 years. Pam Owen, Parks and Rec for 5 years. Jonathan Talton, Public Safety Fire Division, 20 years. And Manetta Beeman, Public Works, 20 years. So thank you to each one of you who have done a great job. Thank you for staying here with the City of Auburn for all this time, and we look forward to continue to work with you. During City Manager's communications last night, the City Manager announced 2 vacancies on the Historic Preservation Commission. These terms begin on April the 21st of this year, and they will extend till April the 20th. They are 3-year terms, and these appointments will be made on April the 6th, 2021. The mayor is responsible for the nominations of these individuals. So if you're interested in serving on the Historic Preservation Commission, please fill your application out online, and then you can certainly send an email to my office. On the consent agenda last night, we recognized 2 outstanding young ladies who are members of the Auburn High School wrestling team. And for the first time in the state of Alabama's history, the State Athletic Association conducted a girls wrestling championship. And Fabiola Sanchez was a state champion from here at Auburn. She's a 10th grader at Auburn High School, and Erin Clarkson was a state runner-up, and she's actually a 9th grader at Auburn Junior High, but competed in the varsity level. So congratulations, ladies, for being successful and for winning, but more importantly, for trying a new sport, and we appreciate you representing your city, your community, and your school very well. Last night, the City Council also authorized all temporary street closings and invoked the Entertainment District. In our partnerships with Auburn University and the Auburn University SGA, Auburn City Schools, the Chamber of Commerce, the Downtown Merchants Association, the Tourism Bureau, and the Auburn Arts Association. These are all of our events that we have downtown that really start late winter, early spring, and they extend through the holiday season. These are all events that we weren't able to have last year. We did have the Christmas parade, but these are fun things, fun events that we all get to do in and around downtown. They make Auburn a special place. A lot of volunteers spend many hours putting these events on, and we're glad to say to you, to the community, that we have authorized all the street closings. We're preparing for these events to come back to our lives here in the very near future. Under contracts and agreements, we approved a traffic signal operation and maintenance agreement with the AlDOT, and this is for a traffic signal to be located at the intersection of South College Street, which is US 29, and Shell Toomer Parkway. This is frankly a dangerous intersection. This leads to our Auburn softball complex. If you were to take a left, you would go towards Shawakla State Park. We have needed a traffic light there for many years, and this is the first activity in getting that traffic signal put there. We believe, based on what the city engineer Allison Frazier and the city manager reported last night, that we could hope to expect to see this sometime in the fall. So we're very much looking forward to having this. Councilman Tommy Dawson has been pushing for this traffic light for a number of years, and I thank Tommy for his work. We approved a customer support fee with Ryan Public Safety Systems. This is the annual renewal of our support with our 911 call handling system. We agreed to a certified local government grant agreement with the Alabama Historic Commission for the Auburn Historic Preservation Annual Training. This is a small grant of only $3,000. And then we accepted some warranty deeds of $3,500 for some continued work on the College Street, Sanford Avenue, Gay Street, Reese Avenue, redo of all of that intersection and all of the infrastructure in and around. And that really concluded our council meeting last night. I want to make a couple of extra announcements. I want to say congratulations to the Auburn High School basketball boys and girls teams for making it to the Final Four this year. First time in school history that both of those teams went to the Final Four in the same season. And we're very proud of your efforts and very proud that you represented Auburn at the Final Four. Congratulations to Coach Pritchett and Coach Brandt and all their players and assistant coaches for a job well done. We are looking forward to getting to know Auburn High School's new football coach, Coach Keith Etheridge, who has taken over here this week and will be leading the Tigers into the future. He has an outstanding resume. He has been a state champion coach 5 times in 15 years as a head coach, and we believe he brings a winning attitude to our community, and we look forward to working with him to make Auburn High football the very best it can be. I want to thank the Auburn University SGA for hosting me in Capitol on the Plains last week, where I joined the mayor of Huntsville and the mayor of Gunnersville, and just having some open discussion with Auburn University students and answering some questions about what our lives are like as being the mayors and leaders of our communities. And I appreciate Auburn University students being interested in hearing our stories of what it's like to lead our cities. I want to thank my good friend Rita Dulaney for bringing forth an idea to recognize National Eating Disorders Awareness Week across our country. I had my picture taken with Rita recently, and I just thank Rita for being brave and standing up and being someone who is helping others in our community that are fighting this battle. She is a special, special person, and her husband Gene was a member of the Auburn City Council for a number of years, and I just thank her for bringing this forward and thank her for her leadership and her counsel to others who are struggling in this area in our community. I want to continue to applaud all the efforts that are going forth with our vaccine clinic here in our community. We are vaccinating people by the thousands each and every day. It is a true partnership between our cities and our hospital. I want to continue to recognize our public safety department who are taking the lead role on behalf of the city to make this happen. So thank them. And I remind you that there's still time for you to get your vaccine and to make those connections through the hospital to set your appointment up. I was able to have dinner with the new SGA officers recently and look forward to working with them, and now that we can maybe get back to having some public meetings to share breakfast with those officers each month. I'm very proud of Rhett Wagner, a local young man who grew up here in Auburn, who is now the Auburn University SGA president, and look forward to working with Rhett in the coming year. This week, the Auburn-Opelika MSA was ranked as the number 6 area under 200,000 people for Site Selection Magazine's list of metros that added the most economic development projects in 2020. This doesn't come without hard work from both of our cities. I can speak to the economic development team here, the industrial recruitment team here at the City of Auburn, that they are getting after it each and every day. And these are not only new companies that have come to town, but companies that are here that have expanded And so thank you for doing this. This should signal to you, our communities, that our economy is healthy, that we are a good place to live, that people believe from all over the world believe that Auburn Opelika is a good place to do business. So congratulations to everybody who has made that happen and for the recognition. Many of our activities are about to happen again. The Easter egg hunt is scheduled. Empty Bowls is being scheduled. City Fest is scheduled. And so we are hopeful and look forward to a productive spring where we can get back outside and enjoy our family and friends and activities. The governor will be making an announcement on our Safer at Home order this week, and we'll be paying close attention to what she allows us to do and what orders she keeps in place. And I would encourage everybody to be aware that that will be changing here in the very near future. This is Ron Anders with the Mayor's Minutes from our March 2nd, 2021 Auburn City Council meeting. Have a great week.